Mexican and everything in between and all these people. I'm telling you. Anyway, my name is Cha-Cha. They call me Cha-Cha. And anyway, I tell you a little bit about myself. I was raised in that little Mexican barrio where La Puente, but I was raised in a Mexican barrio and I was taught by Irish nuns. And I'm like, oh my God, sometimes I crave rice and beans with my Lucky Charms. And it's like, oh my God, I remember the nuns and everything. They were like, always, telling me, oh, Dina Discussion, what are you doing today? Oh, of course, innocent and darling. What are you doing with your life today? Oh, what have you been doing there, girl? I haven't seen you in a long time. Are you doing a lot of work, are you? Well, yes, sister, I'm like a nurse and everything and like that, and I work in the hospital and everything. She goes, oh, Jesus, man, Joseph, you're doing a lot of work. That's a good job that you're doing, sister. Anyway, anyway, and then I said, well, she's like, what are you doing with your life? You're married, and you have wee ones. And I said, well, no, sister, I'm not married, I don't have children, and I don't like men. And she's like, oh, Jesus, my man, Joseph, you're not one of those people here. You're not one of those, Jesus doesn't like those people at all. He doesn't like them at all, and you're going to burn in hell. You're going to burn in hell, you need to talk to a priest. And I said, but sister, like women, not children, should I talk to a nun? And then, so of course, and then she was really upset with me. And but and then I grew up and I worked as a nurse, but I retired and everything, and so now I live in a trailer park. And I moved into a really good trailer park. I mean, it's in the Bible Belt. And people say, oh, do you live in a trailer park? What are you, like a trailer trash? And I say, oh no, mijita. You're talking to me. I'm not trailer trash. I'm a trailer diva. I have my trailer feng shui. Professionally. Anyway, and everything works, and I live in the Bible Belt. I mean, that's not understand. They call the Bible Belt Alabama over there, and what is it, Florida? The Bible Belt is in my trailer park. Because across the street from me, my neighbor, his name is Jesus. And I call him by his English name, Jesus. And I say, he thinks he's so cute. Oh my God, Jesus is so cute. I mean, he thinks he is God's gift to women. And everybody else. He just thinks he's God's gift. And I said, Jesus, what, come over and what do you mean? When he comes over, and he loves to work, he says, I really need some money, I want to work, I can help out and everything. And I go, I don't have anything for you to do. What can you do? What are you good at? And he said, well, I do landscaping and sheetrock and anything really. I learn fast. I go, I live in a trailer park. What are you going to do sheetrocking here? Are you crazy? And he says, no, don't worry. He goes, if you know anybody of your friends who could use some work, and I said, of course, I will call my friends who can afford and need work. And so now I feel like I'm pimping Jesus. And I get him working, he's really hard working, everybody likes him and everything like that. And I mean, he's a good boy, he's not perfect, I mean, he can't walk on water, but he's really good at comedy and everything like that. And he doesn't change water into wine, but if we need beer, I like the beer one. And I like Corona, and in Spanish, Corona means crown. And I said, mijo, give me a beer, make it a Corona, but make mine with lime, not thorns. So then I told him, mijo, I really, keeping this house all feng shui is just really hard work for me, I need some help. Do you know anybody who comes to clean the houses, And it was just, we'll get the neighbor, Maggie. And I said, okay, we'll bring Maggie and see how she is at working. Pues la Maggie comes over, oh my gosh, she is so good at cleaning the house, I love her. And I went to write her a check, and her name is Maria Magdalena. I give Jesus and Mary Magdalene. And they both work for me, and I get them other jobs, and so I'm pimping Jesus and Mary Magdalene. I feel so unsupported about that. And then Mary Magdalene has a beautiful child, he's an angel, his name's Gabriel. And he comes over and he tells me all kinds of news, he just loves to talk and tell me everything. Anyway, and sometimes, we have parties and little fire things and little quemaditas, and we like cook tortillas and everything, because I used to live in a condominium. And for years and years I lived in a condominium, and I was like, oh my God, I have to leave this condominium, because number one, I don't know my neighbors. Number two, I can't cook my tortillas in the condominium because they only have electric stoves. Have you ever tried to cook a tortilla on an electric stove? I mean, it gets stuck on the coils. Tortilla, so I love my gas stove. And in the trailer park, I mean, people say, oh, why do you live in a trailer park? And I say, mira, mijo, I'm not stupid. I live in California. There are no hurricanes, no tornadoes, only earthquakes. And my house has shock absorbers. I'm telling you, I'm not stupid. And then, and I say, what, all these fires, all the time they have fires and everything in California. And I tell them, I say, you know what? If they call me up and say, Mira Chacha, you need to move out because there's a fire coming, you need to evacuate, I put it in reverse. I'm gone. It's just a time of travel, that's all it is. I just put it. And then, and I have such a variety of neighbors, you know, really trailer park living is so like diverse, you know, multicultural. And so my neighbor, his name is, I don't know, Ganush or something, he comes over, we see him sit and have tea and everything, and one night we were sitting and having tea and somebody came knocking on the door. You know, and I thought it was like the corn salesman or the ice cream salesman, but no, it's a man knocking on the door. And he came and he said, excuse me, ma'am, but do you know the name of the man who died for your sins? And Papa Ganush got up and he said, why no, sir, do you know the name of the cow that died for your dinner? Papa Ganush was very upset. He was gunny with the windy. He said, I'm not taking this anymore, I'm telling you. It's most of, I was so upset, you know. Sometimes I want to clone myself, but I don't want to make another fool of myself. Oh my goodness, these people, they need to count a herd of cows. They need a calculator. But, so it's really fun to be in a trailer park. It's very exciting, and so many things happen there. And sometimes I lose my train of thought. Because it happens, you know. And so, okay, we do that one, we do that one. I was telling people, they tell me that I have this talent of like channeling voices, you know, and sometimes the voices, you know, it's really difficult to channel voices. Some people, you know, they say, oh, you know, they try to talk like different people's languages, but they seem to be mocking them. I mimic them. And mimicry is not mockery. And mimicry is the highest form of what is mimicry, Professor? Flattery, yeah, that would be the thing. The highest form of flattery is mimicry, so I do mimicry and not mockery. And some of the characters and voices that come as like accents. I have a thing for accents and to differentiate different accents. Like, if you're from London, you can talk like this. And actually, this is a certain part of London, perhaps the Queen's English. And of course, if you're Liverpool, you talk like this because you're a big boy, talk like that. And then if you're from South Africa talks a bit different. And if you're in Australia they talk a really bit different because they put a shrimp in the barbie for you. You know, they're chasing the alligators and stuff. And then, they got to warm up, I didn't. You know, I didn't do a sound check. I was like, oh my God. But anyway, oh gee, I'm so glad you're such a loving audience. Sometimes things happen in the universe. Oh, I know what happened. You know what? We showed up here on Thursday, and I was like, oh my God, like the sky is green. What's happening here? And they're like, oh, it's the aurora borealis. And I said, oh my God, that is like spiritual and beautiful. Sometimes in LA the sky turns green, but we call that a smog alert. You know, I mean, it's been so beautiful here, and I was just telling someone I just found out 2 years ago I'm adopted. I didn't know this. And so all my life I grew up thinking I'm like a Mexican, or maybe like I'm an Italian, or like, you know, whatever I am, I was gonna be that, you know. And so I just found out that I may have a mother here in Alaska.
Whoa.
And I just found that out last week.
Whoa.
So I'm kind of excited and nervous that I may possibly meet my birth mother here.
Oh.
So I'm looking at you all. Anybody look like me? and then everyone's like, well, how will you know if you meet your mother? And I said, I don't know. I'll ask her. You know, the English language and the words. I mean, it's their second language, and it's like, if you eat vegetables, you're a vegetarian. Well, if you eat humans, aren't you like a humanitarian? I mean, and what about like, I know a lesbitarian. I don't know she's, but anyway. I mean, people always ask me, like, are you gay? And I'm like, no, I'm more like melancholy.